Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. My name is Brianna and we are going to do my October TBR today. So if you can believe it, it's already October. Well, it's September 29th today, but it will be October. And I don't know, I know I say this every single month, but where has this year gone? I don't know. So anyways, we're going to talk about my TBR. September was a really, really good reading month in the terms of the number of books that I read. However, not so many of them were the ones I actually wanted to read. So that happened, but that's okay. That's okay. So we're going to talk about October. I have two buddy reads I want to talk to you about first. Then we'll talk about the ebooks and the audiobooks that I'm going to read/listen to. And then we'll go into the physical books. So the first book that I will be reading is the Book Junkies group book for the book club that I co-host with Kylie over at the Book Gremlin. I will link her channel down in the description below, as well as the Facebook group for the book club. It's really fun because we just do it. It's not really like a very set, there's not like discussion questions or anything like that we do. We're just in Facebook Messenger, and as we read through it, we talk about what we've been reading, and then we get to the end of the week, which is like where we have a set portion of pages we read or whatever from Sunday to Saturday, and then Saturday the conversation just blows up. So today's been really fun. We just finished our September book, and there's been a lot of discussion on that page. So I'm really excited to see what this one, what October will be. But that's going to be Bird Box by Josh Malerman. This is not a book that I would normally have picked up. I don't really like horror books. It's just not a genre I pick up. I don't read Stephen King. I don't read the really scary, creepy books. So this one will be interesting. Honestly, I don't really know a lot about what it's about. This book club is really great to be able to kind of step out of my comfort zone. So I'm really interested in it. Again, I don't know what it's about other than it's like a horror book. I know that a lot of people really like it. I remember Peter talking about it from Peter Likes Books. I'm really excited about it. And then the other book is a reread for me, and that is the other book buddy read that I'm going to be doing is part of the Keeganites Facebook group that I'm a part of with the author, and that is London Can You Wait, which is the sequel to London Belongs to Me. Her third book comes out in November. And so everybody in the Facebook group decided we wanted to do a reread of this book in October. So there's a month-long readathon that actually I think spans into November. I'm going to put the dates, like the page breakdown and stuff like that on my Twitter. I usually will put like a pinned post, and that's where that'll be for this month. If you would like to read this, if you haven't read London Belongs to Me, you can still read this. It's technically a standalone novel. It's just the same characters, but it's its own story. It's not a continuation or anything like that. So anyways, the third book is it's in the same universe, not the same characters. I'll talk about that one here in a minute. So those are my two group reads, and I'm in a new spot. So now I'm like, I don't know where to put my book. All right, so I apologize if the angle has changed. My camera died and I had to go and charge it, and now I'm back. So it's probably changed a little bit. But anyways, I have two non-physical books that are on my TBR for next month, this month, whatever, October. And the first one is an audiobook, and that is I'll Be Gone in the Dark by Michelle McNamara. Now, this was on my September TBR, but because of the whole thing that happened with Scribed and things being like unlimited, but not really, because if you read too much, then they put things on hold and you couldn't use them until your next billing cycle, which kind of sucked. But anyway, this one ended up on that list, and so it's not available until like October 16th, which sucks, but that's fine. I will listen to it later. And then the second one is an ebook, and it's on Kindle Unlimited, and it's a childhood classic, and that is The Wind in the Willows by Kenneth Grahame. And this is going to fulfill the Pop Sugar Challenge for reading a book with a weather element in the title. Now, I honestly don't remember anything about this book. I remember reading it as a kid. It'll be interesting to revisit that and kind of come back to that. Moving on to my physical books that I am reading, I talked about Jacqueline Middleton and rereading her second book, London Belongs to Me, and I'm also going to be reading throughout this month, or at least at some point during the month, her arc of her third book that comes out on November 8th, and one that I am so excited about, and that is Until the Last Star Fades, and it's by Jacqueline Middleton. This is a friends to lovers, slow burn romance about a girl who is a senior at NYU. She has the perfect mom, the perfect boyfriend, who is he's going to be like a professional hockey player or something like that. But behind it all, she's really stressing out and like realizing that adult life comes next, and she's, facing those fears about the future. And she also struggles with anxiety and depression. Jacqueline Middleton does mental health rep perfectly. Oh my gosh. So she actually, Jacqueline as a person, she does struggle from anxiety. So she's writing from a very first person point of view. She knows what she's talking about because she lives it and she deals with it on a daily basis, which is what I love about her books. Her London Belongs to Me series, Alex dealt with anxiety. That was just such great rep. And I'm really excited to read this one. So this time takes place in the same universe as the London Belongs to Me series, but it's not the same characters. But apparently there might be some cameos. I don't know. So yeah, so I'm actually going to be doing a book kind of diary vlog while I'm reading this, getting my live reactions. That'll give you the best way to review it. And hopefully not. I mean, I won't spoil anything. So this releases on November 8th, so that video will go up closer to publication date. And then the next book is a little bit more Halloween-y, I guess. It has witches in it, but it's not scary. And that is Wicked, The Life and Times of the Wicked Witch of the West by Gregory Maguire. This is kind of the prequel to The Wizard of Oz, and it takes place from the perspective of the Wicked Witch of the West. It's kind of her origin story, and if you are familiar with the musical, it's kind of like a college setting for witches and wizards and magical beings. And there's a lot of the characters from The Wizard of Oz as not actually the Tin Man. I have watched the musical. I was able to go see that a couple of years ago, and I loved it. And so I haven't read the book though, and so this will be interesting to see, because obviously it's going to go more into detail. There will be more things that weren't in the musical. So because I have a lot of bigger books on my TBR, the Jacqueline Middleton books are almost 500 pages each, which is long for a contemporary. I decided, because I needed one more Pop Sugar book, I would pick the really small one. And that is Austenland by Shannon Hale. This one fulfills the prompt of reading a book by a local author. So if you do not know, I recently moved back to Salt Lake City. This is Shannon Hale is from Salt Lake City. She lives here with her family. And yeah, so this is kind of like a modern day retelling of Pride and Prejudice, sort of. It's about a woman who is obsessed with all things Jane Austen. She loves the Colin Firth BBC adaptation, and because of that, she can't find a boyfriend because she has really high expectations of men. So, that being said, she goes to this English resort that caters to Austen-obsessed women, and yeah, kind of gets to find her own Darcy, I guess. So, it's very short. It's 180 pages or something like that, so it should be a super quick read. The last thing that I want to do is to do my TBR jar picks. I did not do so well in September. I didn't read either one of them. But that's okay. So the TBR jar is more of a way just to kind of let me pick the books. Because I have a lot of books back here that I have not read. And I want to, because obviously I wouldn't have bought them if I didn't want to read them. And because of that, but it's overwhelming. So I can't, if I stand at this shelf, I don't know what I'm going to want to read. So I'm going to pick out two here, and I did change them around. Not all of my books are in here because I haven't finished this jar since I moved. I redid all of them. So pink is contemporary, yellow is historical fiction or thriller, green is fantasy, dystopian, or sci-fi, I think, and then blue is either nonfiction or a young adult. So pink being adult contemporary, not young adult. So I'm gonna pick one out. All right, so this is a blue, which means it's a young adult or a nonfiction. Okay, it's a young adult, and it is Fangirl by Rainbow Rowell. I've actually had this on several TBRs before, and so, I mean, eventually I was gonna have to get to it, right? I don't know that that's something that I really want to read in October, though, so maybe, I mean, and like I said, these are lower priority than my other, like, the books that I'm actually choosing to read, but we'll just see. Maybe I will be in the mood. I'm doing Spookathon, which is October 15th through the 21st. I'll have a separate TBR for that, so you never know, like, after that, I may want to read some fluffy things. Alright, the next one is Pink, which is a contemporary, and actually, this is really more of a young adult. Probably should have been on the blue one, but that's okay. And that is A Study in Charlotte by Brittany Cavallaro. This was on a recent book outlet haul, and I've heard very mixed reviews. Some people love this book, and some people just aren't really a fan of it. So this one will be interesting to pick up. And then if I like it, I will read there's 2 more in the series. So if I like it, then I'll pick those up. That is all that I have for you today. If you are new here, I know I have a lot of new subscribers after Contemporary-a-thon. Welcome to the community. And if you have not yet subscribed, make sure that you hit that button down below and hit the notification bell. I always say that way too fast. Please hit the notification bell so that you can be updated of when I post new content. And let me know if you have read any of these books, which ones I should start with, if you're excited to see what I think about them. And I will talk to you down in the comments below, and I'll see you next time. Have a good day!